We're inside today at the Lycoming football complex, and we're talking to Drew DiGiacinto.
DiGiacinto. You say it pretty well, Jim.
Well, I've been practicing all afternoon to try to get that. Commonly known around here as Coach D.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. How many years have you been with Lycoming now? I'm guessing 3, but it could be wrong.
No, this is my 3rd season.
Okay. 3 years, and this year you have become the offensive line coach and special teams. Is that right?
Yes, I've handled the offensive line since I've been here, but this is my 1st year handling the special teams.
Okay. And from the way I see it, that aspect of Lycoming football over the last couple of years has come up a little bit. You have different players, of course. There's nothing saying of any coaches of previous years didn't do a good job, but I think you guys started in the winter and decided you had to pay some special attention with the group you had on special teams and maybe line play.
Yeah, you know, special teams are special, okay? And one of the things that Mike did the minute he got here said, this is not just going to be something that we get by with, but this is going to be something that plays a major part. It's a third of the game. And the first thing we had to do was, one, address, obviously, who was going to coach it. And, you know, one of the things was that, obviously, I'm fortunate enough to be a special teams coordinator, but special teams here is a group effort. When we practice special teams, every coach is involved in some way, shape, or form. So that was the biggest thing, and making it important. The first thing we did in spring practice was punt, which, as you know, in the last year or so, you know, was a struggle for us at times and hurt us in the past. But, you know, we made a point that that's going to be our first thing. So right after we stretched, we went right to punt. And it's funny how things come around again, because if you look at the Lebanon Valley game, it came down to a punt. We had to get not only the ball off, but, you know, Jake did an unbelievable job putting it on the 6-yard line with, you know, no return, thanks to, you know, guys like Ray Bierbach and Ryan Williams running down and not giving them a chance. So.
Yeah, that game was winding down like a minute and a half, and we know Lycoming's won some games with a minute and a half to go. So there's a lot of time on the clock, even though they didn't have any timeouts, as I remember. But you had to be happy with your kicker, Erickson, I think it's Scott Erickson, and he had maybe not the greatest day down at King's. It was pretty windy down there. But he sure came around in this Lebanon Valley game.
You know, he had struggled in the last week or two. You know, some mechanic things, and you know, it was senior day, and it was a beautiful thing to see a senior kicker who had only been with us a year and a half come out and play such a big part. You couldn't have asked anything more. He hit all of his shots, and he's going to carry a strong kicking game into the playoffs that, as you know, with the close games, we're going to need every point we can get.
I know it was good for you to feel that win, and hearing that Albright had lost to Del Val. You know, you couldn't really control your own destiny after the Kings game, but tell me what you thought when you heard that score. I mean, I didn't have enough hands to get camera shots, but
my first reaction was go Aggies, okay? You know, I know that coaching staff fairly well, and first thing I did when I got back in the office was send a thank you. But, you know, we put ourselves in that position. I don't think we should have been in that position, but you got to deal with the hand you're dealt. And, you know, Coach Clark made a great point that all we can control is what's happening in Williamsport against Lebanon Valley, and we took care of business there. And fate, I guess, played in our favor, and we're representing the MAC in the playoffs, so we're happy to be here.
Yeah, well, I think everyone here is happy you're there too. And what do you know about Hobart, and what challenges will it give you on Saturday, if you can talk about anything?
No, you know, they're very aggressive up front. It's going to be a game of linemen, okay? We don't know the conditions that they're going to be, you know, so anytime there's a possibility of nasty conditions, again, that lays more on the big guys up front. But they have big defensive linemen. They're aggressive. The linebackers run around well, and they run an 8-man front, so they're going to put guys in the box and say, we dare you to try and run on us. Well, you know, we've done pretty well, and we've been fortunate enough to have a kid by the name of Kleinfelter behind us that you know, we love blocking for. But, you know, we've got to establish the line of scrimmage. You know, on third down, they're going to blitz you. and we're going to have to be able to handle that successfully and get a few plays here and there to be able to continue to move the ball on third down. Special teams wise, they take special teams very it's very important to them. Their head coach is actually their special teams coordinator, which anytime that happens, I think that's a sign of importance. And they're very sound, and they're dangerous. Okay, they are not afraid to fake. Their punter is their starting receiver. You got to watch out for that. They do a spread punt. They put four of their fastest guys out there, and you got to try and stop them running down the field. Their kickoff is #1 in the Liberty League. Their kid places the ball very well, and they've got 10 other guys that scream down and make plays. And their punt return team has blocked a few, and number 20, he can return some nice balls for you. And so they're dangerous, So I don't think it's anything we haven't seen. As you know, when we're on top of our game, we can be very successful too on special teams, but it's definitely an area that we've got to focus on.
One last question. I know you're a big Michigan fan. You knew that must have been coming up, but what happened this year?
That is evidence of mass change. Okay, we are fortunate to have change here that was a Lycoming product in Coach Clark, so he kind of knew some things, and he didn't do all that much changing. But that program's in an overhaul from the stadium right down to the individuals, and when you do as much of an overhaul, you're going to have some bumps in the road. So I am a Michigan fan. I'm going to stay a Michigan fan, but right now I'm definitely a Warrior first, and I can't wait to go up to Geneva. So.
Well, this Penn State fan says to you, thanks for letting us win one finally, and good luck on Saturday against Hobart. We'll be up there just having fun watching the game.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is Coach D, and that's our weekly program from Williamsport Online.